So here it is. World of Speed is finally here. A week ago, I didn't even know World of Speed was still in development. I thought the game was pretty much canceled. But because we didn't hear anything about the game for like the past, 10 years, you know? But a few months ago, I guess there was a shift in development teams, with Saber Interactive picking up the IP and continuing development on it. And as of the 22nd of August, the game was released in early access on Steam. For $10, you can access World of Speed before it comes out for free. And you can really tell it's an MMO style of racing game. You've got premium diamonds, regular currency, and some other type of currency that I didn't have any of. But I could trade up some of my existing currency for some. If you buy the game through early access on Steam, you also get 15 days of a premium account, which basically just gives you more money for winning events and cuts prices on cars. And I really don't want to know how much you get for winning races, because I didn't get much for winning races, so yeah. Now, the first thing I did when I entered the game was choose a nickname. And then I was brought into the garage, from which you have two cars available to you from the start. You have the Golf GTI and the AE86. And I really only played around with the AE86. I didn't touch the Golf GTI. But the AE86, when you were able to customize it, which you're able to, you can customize your car and you can also upgrade it. And trust me, since this is a multiplayer only racing game, you're probably going to want to upgrade your car. But going back on customization, there was actually quite a good amount of customization parts for the AE86. You could really make it stand out with the amount of stuff here. Like, there was a lot of bonnets, a lot of bumpers, back bumpers, a lot of stuff. And then vinyls apparently are coming soon. Although, buying any of the parts required some of this mystery currency that I didn't have, which was like the yellow currency. I could have traded some currency of my own for it, but no thanks. Now, before I jumped into a race, I took a look at the car dealership, and there was quite a few cars there. I counted around 33-ish, but the game's official Steam page boasts around 50, so the number is somewhere in between the two. And after this, I went over to the controls and went into a practice mode, which allows you to practice on any track in the game without having to connect you to any lobby, and without having to worry about damaging your car. The first thing I noticed with the physics was that they were very slippery. The best thing to describe it is like when you are trying to play a simulation game like Assetto Corsa with a controller and without altering any of the settings. The wheel sensitivity is way up to the max. Anytime you make a turn, you turn to the max degree of wheel, instantly. But the problem is that this isn't a simulator. This is at most simcade. But the physics to me scream arcade. I have a feeling the game wants you to use a wheel, and that's why it's like that. While in this practice race, I also found out that braking and turning in this game is just not a good idea. You are gonna want to use the handbrake a lot. The handbrake in this game will win you races. If you aren't using the handbrake on every corner, you are just going to straight up lose. And the handbrake is very tap to drift. You know how in most racing games, even in many arcade ones as well, just tapping the handbrake for a split second won't send your car sliding sideways immediately. Well, in this game, you just need to tap the handbrake and you will go sliding. I found that letting off the gas just before a turn, tapping the handbrake, and then accelerating mid-drift was the best tactic to taking corners. And I really loved it. I found taking corners one of my favorite things to do during races. You just get this magical power just instantly when you use the handbrake. Your car just gets so much power from the handbrake. It's awesome. It's nowhere near realistic, but it's really fun. And after I added some dead zone to the physics, they were more bearable, and I was able to drive a lot cleaner. I found myself kind of getting used to the physics, within 20 minutes of playing the game and learning them. These are pretty easy physics to get used to as long as you know what to do. Remember, you do not want to just turn with the brakes unless it's a very wide corner. Even then, you're probably still going to use the handbrake, because every other corner, you're going to need the handbrake. Now, there are also 4 radio stations in the game. One for rock, one for hip-hop, one for bass, and one for pulse. But don't expect any licensed music or anything. A lot of this music was from people that I've never even heard of. Hell, Google, when I typed in the song names and the people, Google's never heard of them before. I gasped when I saw System of on the radio, With System of a Down being my favorite band, I was just instantly like, oh my god, oh my god. But then I just got cucked pretty much, because it wasn't System of a Down, but instead it was rock icon Deltar with System of an Alt J. Yeah, don't expect any actual licensed music. There might be a few good songs in there, but after seeing System of an Alt J, I just closed the radio. I was just disgusted. After the practice session, I went ahead and jumped into a race. It took a good 30 seconds to find a race when I joined the first time, and then the second race I joined, it took maybe 15 seconds. Now, however, I was very suspicious of the people in my lobby. I mean, most of them I was. Aside from this one guy, the rest of the people in my race had the same first name, last name style of username. The race was on Azure Coast pretty much, and I pretty much just ate ass in the beginning of the race, but I was able to smash my way up to a second place finish. And then the second race we did was in San Francisco, and here I just took names and just ate ass. Everyone ate my ass, because when you eat ass, you are losing. But when you're getting your ass eaten, you were winning. That's the difference, by the way. And I just used the handbrake on every corner to dominate every corner. I just gave myself such a lead, and I end up just winning the race. And now that race, like, I had so much fun just drifting around and all that. It was so fun. Now, after every race, you're able to repair your car, which takes money, but you can race with a beat-up car, but it will more than likely slow you down. Now, overall, I'm very impressed with World of Speed, but as of right now, the lobbies I were in with only like 2 actual other people, and the rest were just bots in disguise. So not many people are playing it. For me, I had quite a lot of fun with it, and I'm gonna go play it after I'm done with this video. I'd say, however, if you want to wait out till the game becomes free to play, I'd say do that, because if you aren't sure you want to pay $10 for the game, although for $10 there is quite a good amount of stuff here. I mean, there are shitty ass games on Steam that cost about the same as this, or even more. But this is a great. It's a good game. It's a good game. It's not great yet, but it's a really good game. And it just needs some polishing and more people playing it. And you probably want to put a Spotify playlist in the background, unless you want to listen to System of an Alt J all day. You know. But overall, it's a good game. Also, full screen is spelled wrong.